Are you there?
We're rolling, man.
Awesome. There we go. No idea why, but oh, I lost you. Oh, there we go. Think you muted yourself. Tyson is non-existent and mute today.
There we go.
Hey, can you hear me too?
Yep, we got everything rocking and rolling now, buddy.
Woohoo! Right on.
It's weird. I had some options that were not available this morning. So
I bet they probably do updates all the time. I don't understand that stuff. That's why I sell insurance and not computer tech.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Fans Perspective. I'm Tyson.
I'm Josh. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, cheers. We're drinking some coffee and we're going to talk a little whatever the hell we want, I guess.
That's right. Is the podcast rolling too, Tyson?
Everything's rolling.
Woo. All right. So first thing I want to talk about, actually, there was I don't remember who it was. There was a hit in that Avalanche game. I don't know if you saw it or not. The Avalanche guy went into the boards and it looked so deliberate. They were about 3-4 feet off the boards when he hit the guy from behind. Number 20 for Colorado. And I mean, he rocked that New Jersey Devils guy. And the Devils guy got up right away, thank God. But had he not, man, I'm thinking 5-game suspension for that type of hit.
Is it suspension worthy even with him being
okay?
I do.
Yeah. Absolutely it is. I don't know if it will get that exposure, but it's all I've been all over Twitter. That keeps popping up. Spit and Chicklets replayed it basically it's just like a big eyeballs, and then they show the hit. And it's like that guy is so lucky he got his hands up right before his face went in, but he went into the bar. They were going full speed, and number 20, about 3-4 feet from the board, just threw like a hip right into his back, and he just launched into it, man. Like it was ugly.
It's a very fast and dangerous sport.
Oh shit, is it ever, man?
And I've always said this, we're gonna one day on NHL see someone get paralyzed from right off the ice, unfortunately.
Yeah, we saw it with the Bertuzzi thing, but that was different. That was an act of violence. We're gonna see it from a real hit in the corner. You're right. It's terrible.
Yeah. Well, and I'm a firm believer in minor hockey. Like they've taken hitting right out of the game up until bantam now, and I think that's a problem. I really agree. The kid should be learning how to do it properly right from the get-go.
Exactly, because you learn how to take a hit, give a hit, your distance from the boards, safety, all that stuff, man. And if you teach a kid before he's super aggressive to learn how to do it, when he gets that, once he hits puberty and he gets that aggression, if he doesn't know, oh man, it could be a disaster.
Yeah, and they're not very strong when they're young, right? So a little mistake here or there isn't going to be as catastrophic as a 20-year-old making that mistake.
Yeah, grown-ass man hurt. That last night's hit looked ugly. My body ached watching that hit. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're an old rec player, that's why.
and a goalie to boot. And a goalie to boot. And your Oilers don't have to worry about being the first loss to the Sharks no more.
Thank God, but we could be the second.
No, now it won't. Now it won't happen. That removes that little bit of pressure. It removes that, and now the better team will win. As much as you know that I hate the Oilers, the better team will win.
Kind of big news out of Edmonton yesterday afternoon. Like Jack Campbell to the minors.
Yes, sir.
I don't think they blame him entirely. It was somebody had to fall, and
Skinny's perfect. It's a perfect move because they've already decided. I think Skinner's going to be their one, or if they find a one, he's going to be their number 2. They've already decided that. So it cost them a lot of money, But at the same time, I mean, every team's got bad investments on it. It happens. Nothing's a guaranteed thing. So
Oh, for sure.
it's a wake up call.
Yep. And I'm excited. Calvin Pickard, 30-year-old kid, has played 116 games, have never got a real chance to be a starting goalie. Well, here you go, buddy. Here's the reins.
Yeah, that's awesome,
you
man.
Can do. Yeah.
I love stuff like that. Giving nobody a chance. You never know. Maybe he's your Brock Purdy.
Well, remember years ago, the Hamburglar out of Ottawa? I can't remember his name exactly.
Yeah, I do remember.
He came out of nowhere.
Yep, I remember. Off the top of my head, I can't think of the name, but I definitely remember the situation. What's that? Hammond.
Yeah.
Yep. Hammond. That's right. That was awesome. Yeah. There's been a few. There has been a few, man. Last night, who else played last night? The Flames came back and won, which, I mean, I don't know if I like that. I kind of want them to tank, but they're too stupid too. But they benched Huberdeau in the third period, and it was the best period of hockey that I've seen them play in a long time.
Well, let's go over the scores here quick, and then we'll talk about your Flames. Carolina over Buffalo 3-2.
Yep.
Tampa Bay over Montreal 5-3. Minnesota over New York Islanders 4-2. Rangers over Detroit 5-3. Winnipeg wins over St. Louis 5-2. And Seattle loses to Arizona. Seattle kind of stinks a little bit this year as well.
Yeah, they do.
Calgary big 4-2 winners. So, and over Nashville, sorry, and Pittsburgh over Anaheim. I'm missing a bunch of games here. 2-0.
Yeah.
And Colorado in the nightcap 6-3 over Jersey, and of course San Jose big winner over
Philly.
Yeah, crazy.
2-1. Yeah, and I flipped through a few games last night. There were some good games going on, some tight ones, and that I haven't realized how well that Rantanen for Colorado's doing. Last night he got his 7th, 8th, or 8th and 9th goal already. Like,
he's pretty good player.
Yeah, like, it sure is nice to have a guy like Nathan McKinnon, then have secondary scoring on top of it. My good God, like we don't have third scoring. We don't have first, secondary, or third with the Flames. It's just like, put the puck on net and pray.
You know, Colorado has done a great job drafting with Cale Makar and what the heck? They got another good young defenseman. I'm trying to think of his name. They've done very well. Joe Sakic has drafted well.
I was an Avalanche fan when Patrick Waugh played there, and that was Sakic's days, man. He's a smart hockey guy, like that big, pompous, arrogant type guy. Like, this was my team at one time. He's treating it like this is his baby, he's all business, and it shows.
Yeah, he is, and it does show. And he's a good hockey man, and I don't think there is any science to being a GM in the NHL, but I think there's a lot of people that could do it, but you need a little luck along the way. I mean, some of those 6th, 7th, 8th round picks have to turn out.
Yeah, I think you need a lot of luck, and you've got to be super invested in the junior programs everywhere, not just your local programs and whatnot. And I bet he's got fingers everywhere, man. Like, it's no different than NFL teams that randomly every year, for some reason, their draft picks hit. Their draft room, I bet you, is so just invested in what they do. They buy in, They
know the player as well as the player knows themselves, basically.
Agreed. It's insane. It's awesome. Like, I love the movie Draft Day in the NFL. Just seeing the process and how invested guys are, and how deep it goes into what they're actually looking from, like, what their social media life is like. And like, they dive deep into these guys' lives to see if
that would be a big one. Fit. Social media now, right? Like,
crazy.
You're hoping you find a kid who's off the grid, really.
Really, you do. I mean, the less pressure from the world, the better.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that. I was going to bring it up, and the Rourke kid out of the States ranked number 1 in the CFL draft.
Yes,
if I watched Rough Riders.
He played last night.
Yeah.
I flipped over to him a few times. It was cool to hear the name. Rourke dropped
Yes.
back. I was like, that's cool.
I know. I'm hoping that the Riders can get him. Actually,
I
we
mean,
need a
well,
quarterback.
we need
We
a
do.
quarterback, and we're the worst, so we should get first pick.
No, isn't Ottawa worse than us?
Oh, were they? God damn, they must have really sucked. I didn't pay much attention. All I know is the Riders were terrible. If they were worse than us, my good God.
Oh, I think they are. Let's pull her up here. Let's see here.
Well, damn it, Tyson.
I'm gonna look it up, buddy, because I think
We can't
they're
even
only second worst.
we can't even suck the worst. My God, we suck.
Yeah, we suck at sucking.
We can't even be good at sucking.
Okay, let's check her out here. Oh no, Edmonton was worse than us too.
Oh, did they finish worse than us?
Yeah, we were 6 and
Okay.
12. Edmonton 4 and 14, and
Okay.
Ottawa 4 and 14. But Edmonton's not picking a quarterback.
No. Plus, Edmonton at the end, yeah, their record was worse, but they were a better team than us, to be honest with you, at the end of that season.
So was Ottawa.
So were they. That's right. We just got lucky at the start and won all those games.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think he's going to be there for the Riders, and we'll see.
Yeah, it'd be great if
he doesn't look like he's going to get drafted in the NFL, according to Dave Naylor of TSN. So
okay, well, they know those guys normally know what quarterbacks are going in the NFL.
Yeah, well, he's ranked. I believe I read the article yesterday. He's ranked somewhere in that 25 range of NFL quarterbacks, and generally only 10 to 15 quarterbacks get drafted.
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So he doesn't have. Yeah, he would have to have miracle games for him to move up in the draft at this point, this far into the season.
Well, and then he's got the wrong passport, and they can say it doesn't affect, but it does.
But it does. It does. Everybody knows it does. We know it does. Just the NFL claims it doesn't, but it definitely does.
Yeah, and I still think his brother's coming back to the CFL possibly next year.
I hope not. But I want him to get his chance so bad. But if he comes back up here, he is going to rip this place apart.
And he should be healthy because he sat around a whole year. That's what I hate about this situation. Like
a whole year of his career is gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he made more money doing nothing. But when you're an athlete, don't you want to compete and be out there just trying to win the cup, regardless of which one it is?
I would think so. And yes, he did make more money. I wonder if he actually, because he wasn't on the active roster. So does any of that help him qualify for the famous NFL pension? Like,
I don't think it would. No, I honestly, there would have to be some research done there, but I don't think it would. No, knowing the NFL and how savvy they are, probably not.
No, because he wasn't really on the game day roster.
No, which sucks. It's not fair, man. It just isn't fair. But
Nathan, we need you. Come to Riderville.
Oh my God, his jerseys would sell so fast; it'd be ridiculous. Yeah,
I'd trade the whole team and a bag of pucks with it, even.
Yeah, keep him in Bain, and then pick up the rest on free agency and draft day.
Yeah, no kidding. Plus, actually, going over the Riders, I'd love to be. I'm envious of being actually the Riders GM this year. You can fix pretty much every situation. You look at Calgary. Well, Kadeem Carey or Dedrick Mills is the guy I actually like out of Calgary.
Yep.
Free agent. I think we need to go a different direction. As good as Morrow played in a couple games, I just feel Mills or Carey, they're them big backs that punish you. Like
Morrow had flashes, but he was not consistent.
No. And that has to do with an old line too. I get that.
It does. Can't put it all on him, but
no, he's a smaller guy. I don't think he can take the punishment like what's the kid out of Toronto there? He actually started it for the big running backs.
Oh yeah.
Can't think of his name now, but and he played for Winnipeg years ago too, like the Canadian running back, greatest of all time, basically.
Andrew Harris?
Yes. Andrew Harris. His name slipped me, but Toronto does have another one like that.
Oh, yeah.
He's a beast. He's like a linebacker.
Yeah, he looks homeless, and geez, my light just fell. He looks homeless, but he's awesome.
I thought we're in the Gaza Strip here live and the shit's happening and
My light got bright and then fell off the table. Scared shit out of me. It's too early. It's too early for lights to be falling.
hey, well, lights on, nobody's home. I've had that happen.
Yeah. Oh God, that's the story of my life. So what do you? Well, I loved it last night. I mean, of course, it's Flames, but I love the fact that they benched their $10 million guy. So he, in the first period, he had 2 cough ups. One led to a goal. In the second period, he had 3 cough ups. They benched him in the last 4 minutes of the second and never let him play one shift in the third. And then after the game, when they won, one thing I did love is he went out and celebrated with the whole team, like was super pumped, jumped the goalie. And I was like, you know, at least we know he cares. He just absolutely doesn't have it. Like he's going through one of those holy shit moments. Like he can't do anything right. But Blake Coleman, after the game, they interviewed him and he said, hey man, seen him out there celebrating with us. We know he cares. We're here to lift him up, do whatever we can. Right now he just doesn't have it. You know, he was just brutally honest. He's like, he feels like he can't do nothing right. And out there, it's nothing but a mistake. So, and I'm like, holy shit, how could your $10 million man do nothing but mistakes? But I mean, it is what it is, I guess. But,
we've been experiencing that with the Oilers all the time. And I wonder if these coaches, when you're a high upper echelon player, if they're scared, like, let's be honest, if McDavid and Draisaitl are making mistakes, the coach is not disciplining them guys because they're bigger. Right. They're bigger than the coach, right?
You're probably very, very right. You're right. There's probably the other guys are being pushed constantly by the coach and training and all that and whatnot. And probably the elites on every team, unless they just do it for themselves, it's probably not getting done.
No, I bet they make a mistake. Nothing's even said unless you're a coach like Tortorella or Mike Keenan from years gone by, an older guy who is like, I don't give a shit. You make a mistake, I'm calling you on it.
Yeah, those guys. And that, like, you know, we talk about all the time. I wish we could go back to that. That was the good old days of hockey. Nobody was higher than anyone else. There were guys that were known as the untouchables. You were not allowed to hit them. If you did, you're going to get your ass beat by the fighter. But as for coach treatment, no, there was no difference. Joe Sakic, they all got treated the same way off the ice. Like, if you screwed up, you screwed up, man.
Well, I was watching some Oiler talk yesterday, and the fans, if Jay Woodcroft would get fired, like, they're calling for a hard-ass coach like Gerard Gallant. He took a kind of a bad rap. I think it was in Vegas almost, where he was too hard on the players, they thought, or whatever. But supposedly him, Brent Sutter, name is circulating. Like, and Daryl's as well. So, you know, they're looking for a guy who's not scared of these.
I honestly think that, because I mean, I watch the interviews quite often with McDavid, and like, he is that type of kid that is like, he's pissed off, and you can tell it. And so is Draisaitl. They're not timid. They're angry. Like, they're frustrated. I don't think a hard coach, those two guys, I think they would rally behind it. I think they would do well with it. And then the other guys that are softer, I think when you got two pillars like McDavid and Draisaitl, they'll follow suit. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to bitch and moan, because if Draisaitl and McDavid aren't bitching and moaning, we can't be moaning.
No.
So I do think a tough coach, even a Daryl Sutter, I think would do wonders there. I hope you don't get him. I hope you don't, because that guy may in 3-4 years always wash away because of how harsh he is all the time.
Yeah.
But man, he could turn a team into a winner quickly. I mean, he almost did with the Flames. He's everywhere he goes, he kind of does, and then his time kind of expires. But for those first few years when guys buy into his programs, God darn it, man, does he create tough hockey teams. Yeah.
Well, and he demands respect, and a lot of Edmonton players, Bouchard, for example, he's softer than baby shit in a diaper. Like,
which sucks, because Bouchard could be such a detriment, you know. It's that edge, you know. It's the era, you know. It's that edge it's only in a few kids left, you know. But it's
I know.
It's tough, man. We got to get them out in branding pens more often and out there weaning. You know what I mean? Like, they gotta get where they get kicked by a cow, and you know, like, You get a little bit of that life, little Brock Purdy farming moments, like that's what they need.
I know, but there's less and less of those kids. And I just don't get that though. Like you get to the highest level of your profession, hockey.
Yep.
And how can you turn into that soft? Is it the money that changes you and like, oh, I got to protect myself? Or
it's not, money definitely plays a factor, but a lot of the kids, Tyson, like I know a few just from little circles, but they move them to the big city from their small town where they were a stud till they were 12. And they move them into a city and they get them into a special program with their nutritionist coach and this and that. The elite kids already at 14, 15 aren't hanging out with the other boys on the team. They're leaving the game and going to train, and they've got their own personal stuff, and because they already know they're in the top whatever. And they might be the best physical specimen you can see, but when you're not hanging with the boys and doing stupid shit, stuff that your parents cringe at, you lose that edge. Like our boys are never with us except for on the event day, Peyton's in town. I see him cruising town with his buddies acting stupid. I'm like, I'm so jealous. I wish I could do that again. Like, and I miss those days. Those are the best days of my life, but they created who I am. It's like rock on rock, it makes you a little tougher, sharpens your edges a bit. And these kids are trained right from the start it's all about money. We got to get you there at this point. This contract will be available if you just get this many goals, this and this. But a lot of times your team aspect isn't the same. Your personality isn't the same, and your aggression definitely isn't the same. You're talented, you're strong, you're fast, you're healthy as a horse. But there's so many other elements that come from natural ability and just things you learn in real life that I think is completely taken away when they become elite at 14, 15, and 16.
The intangibles, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like getting with a random chick and then your buddy's bugging you about it the next night after the bar, that's all taken away. Those things are gone. Not that I'm condoning getting with random chicks, everybody knows that it is what it is, but I'm telling you, those moments, those crazy, weird, ridiculous, stupid moments that, it creates tough kids.
Well, school is truly the best time of your life. And I always say this, when you're in school, you spend every day wishing you were out. And when you're out, you spend every day wishing you were back in.
God, if I could go back to one more grade 11 and 12 year, just one of each. Oh my God.
But have the knowledge you have today.
Yes, and the body and athleticism that I had back then.
Yeah.
Not today's. I don't want today's body.
No, you wouldn't be real cool then.
No, why's he got a white beard and he can't jump? I thought this kid had that big vertical. Yeah, well, a beer will hold a man down.
Well, and I got my Fox Valley shirt on, you'll see, because volleyball weekend, it's playoff time in Fox Valley, right?
You guys leave Saturday, Tyson?
Yes, Saturday in Herbert for the boys. The senior girls, I actually was looking where they gonna go.
They're like down by Weyburn, Assiniboia area.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, they got to leave Friday already because otherwise they'd have to leave at like 5 a.m. on Saturday. They got a big drive.
Yeah, that's a crazy day, actually. And I don't know, wishing the girls all the best. I don't know much about any of the teams. And
it was a shock that they got there. They weren't supposed to win last weekend. So this is great. If they could do the same thing, just getting to provincials is pretty amazing. So I hope for them they get that experience. It's an awesome
would
day.
Be cool. Yeah. How fun would that be? Do they go to Bengoff possibly?
Yeah, I think that's the name. Yep.
Let's have a look. Yeah, they do. So they're in a pool with Rollo and Cornac, and then Ogama, Bengoff, and Frontiers in the other pool. So
okay. Yeah, I wish them the absolute best. I mean, Fox Valley, we're so fortunate to get there so often, but it's a big deal.
It is, and the boys, I'll tell you in a second. I'll bring that up. And we are going to have a special show, hopefully, later on. When the teams make the provincials, we're going to preview the provincials. So
that would be awesome. I pray we get there. We should. We're good enough. This is our year. It's been 23 years in a row we've made it to provincials, which is a record. Yeah. So let's go for 24.
Absolutely. And the boys go to Herbert, and they're in with Herbert, Marengo, and Kyle. And I know nothing about any of those teams as well. So haven't
Yeah.
seen them all year.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys go to such big tournaments. You don't really cross paths with those teams.
Yeah. But what a great time of year. I just love this time of year. And hockey is
Agreed.
rolling, but Peyton's not playing yet. So yeah. And how's your hockey going?
Good. Last night, Parker had his practice. Tonight, Levi has a practice, and then tomorrow night, Parker has a practice again. So we're
Okay.
no games yet. No
Yeah.
games yet, just practices. So tonight, after work, me and Lily and Megan are gonna head to Swift. Got a hotel room and gonna take Lily. She thinks it's her last supper because of her surgery tomorrow. So she knows for a few weeks she's got to live off like a liquid diet.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, we're going for ribs. We're going for chicken wings. I want green beans and mashed potatoes. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to 4 different restaurants, you little idiot. So we're gonna take her swimming tonight at a hotel. The boys are staying with Uncle Don and Tori, and then tomorrow's surgery. We don't know what time yet. They haven't given us our slot. That'll
Yeah,
happen
you'll find out probably this afternoon, eh?
exactly. And then we're driving up separate because I need to get all the stuff for the cook Friday for all my side dishes from wholesale. Then I'll come back tomorrow. I want to be back in town by 4:30. They're going to spend one more night. I think the doctor wants them to stay an extra night just in case something happens after. And then Parker, I got to take him to practice once I get home. And then Friday, cook for the Hall grand opening here in Fox Valley. And no hockey this weekend, which is perfect with Lily kind of resting. Worked out great. And our hockey starts next weekend for games. So this weekend, I plan on definitely having a pizza night with that pizza oven one time. And then other than that, I think, and I haven't done like a prime rib on the Traegers, anything like that in a while. So I think that's going to be my weekend. And football, Tyson, you have the number 1 team in the league. And technically I've got the number 2. Life is going well.
Yes. Wouldn't that be a Super Bowl? Should we meet in the Super Bowl?
We'd have to host a party somewhere. It would be great.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. And we have to have like a hot wing challenge or something again with some guests. And
well, we'd have to do something we'd have to do like Philly cheesesteaks and maybe some crab cakes from Maryland,
for sure.
Cool. But
and we are going to have an NFL roundtable soon. We talked about it earlier on, and it just hasn't worked out. But when it does, we're going to have it.
It's probably perfect timing shortly, just because the season's halfway through now. So everybody kind of knows where they sit. We can bug a few guys with their dog shit teams and talk about the upsets. But I'm telling you, your team is sitting pretty. My team this next 3 weeks are not going to be easy. Browns, Bengals, and then Chargers. Chargers defense is coming alive now. I don't know what Herbert will be like at that point. He's really struggling this year, but I'm telling you, I got faith in him. I know he can turn it around if he wants to. Plus, he's down so many receivers. That really does play hard on a quarterback. He basically has Keenan Allen to throw to and Cam Akers to hand. Oh, not Cam Akers. Eckler to hand off to, and that's all he's got left. So that's going to be a tough stretch for the Ravens. These next three games, they're big.
I'm just looking at the schedule, and my team's on a bye week this weekend. So,
yes, and our bye week is week 13,
and they need it because Hurts is a little banged up. He had a little bit of a knee injury, so
I love this late year bye week. I think it's the best. I was pumped when I saw the Ravens bye week. Like that's great.
I'll just quickly go over the games, and we could pick a couple to talk about. Carolina's in Chicago. Indianapolis is in New England, Cleveland, and Baltimore, possibly the game of the week there, right?
That should be a good one, yeah.
Houston, Cincinnati, another very good
That'll be a good one. CJ Stroud has absolutely astonished me,
yeah. San Francisco, Jacksonville, really good game.
That is going to test San Francisco, man. They need a win badly.
They do. Jacksonville 6-2, San Fran's 5-3. New Orleans, Minnesota, both 5-4. They saw off.
Yep.
Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Tennessee at Tampa, Atlanta at Arizona, Detroit, who's just cruising. They're playing the Chargers, who you talked about turning it around a little bit.
I don't think the Chargers got what it takes to beat Detroit, though, man.
No, I don't either. Detroit, I wouldn't be shocked if they go all the way to the Super Bowl, possibly.
Yeah, they're good. They're good coached, and they've got that tough nose, win down the stretch, grind it out football in them. You know they do.
They do. And then the Giants at Dallas, Washington at Seattle, New York Jets, Sunday nighter against Vegas. What a crappy Sunday nighter.
Oh my God, what a snoozer.
Yeah. And Detroit and Buffalo or Denver and Buffalo on Monday night. Another snoozer.
Also a snoozer.
Yeah, because Buffalo's not playing well.
No,
Denver,
Buffalo looks terrible, man. They look terrible. I don't know what happened to poor Josh Allen. He's got to be playing injured. Maybe he's missing a leg and we haven't noticed it. I don't know.
I gotta revisit my Super Bowl pick because I was being biased and I didn't want to pick the Eagles, so I picked the Bills. What a terrible pick.
Well, I know, but at the start of the season, I mean, Bills were, let's be honest, Josh Allen it was unbelievable last year, and this year he looks 15th place out of the quarterbacks. He's not even top 10 right now, in my opinion.
No. And that goes to show you need a supporting cast. They have no running game, basically.
They have none. Like, they should have went after Derrick Henry like a mofo.
Yeah. And they have nobody other than Diggs in the receiving core. Kincaid, the tight end.
Yeah, you know what? But I mean, you saw what the Ravens can do with one. I mean, they didn't even have a Diggs, but just a tight end and an okay receiver. You can't win with that. You got to have you've got Smith and AJ Brown and a tight end and running backs. That's how you dominate. And you don't need the best in any position. I mean, luckily you do have the best in one of them. But if you've got a well-rounded cast, that's all you need. But he does not. He has nothing other than Diggs, really, and Kincaid's good, not great.
Yeah. And I wonder if, like, this quarterback, their big piece of the pie with these big contracts is starting to affect the teams, right?
Starting to show up. You bet it is.
Yeah, because when the quarterback eats 50 million of your 200 million payroll, that's huge.
Huge. Now drafting becomes that much more important.
Yeah. And you need to draft good every year. So anyways, that is our timer. Hey, Lily. Hey, Levi. How's it going? Hey, Lily. I have the same hair as you. Well, yours is a little shorter.
What do you think? Same hair? No.
And I comb mine the exact same way.
You don't at all. Yeah, just like her.
Hey, I haven't seen a downside to no hair yet. I really haven't.
There isn't one. I think I'm going to go that way. I got a mop going up here, man. I got to get there.
The only downside to no hair is you notice the hair everywhere else.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair enough.
All of a sudden, your ears, your nose,
it's like, okay, we can't come out here. We're going to come out here.
Yeah, it's like an alkali slough up top, and
then mud everywhere else. Alkali mud.
Yeah. So, anyways, I know our time is up, and I just want to wish you well with Lily. And Lily, have a good time. I had the exact same surgery you're having, only I was 30 years old when I had it.
Oh my God, that must have been rough, eh?
That was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
So, Lily, he got that surgery and then he went bald. So odds are you will too.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Yeah. And
I'm now gonna be bald because everyone's laughing.
You'll probably become an Oilers fan too, Lily, after that, I would think.
Oh, look at that face. No.
I think it goes by quick. I had a little bit of I got thrush afterwards after that surgery, about 5-6 days. Yeah, so that was brutal, but
we're super fortunate this weekend. Like I said, other than me working Friday there at the hall, cooking all day, Saturday, Sunday, we got nothing. So we're hoping to do nothing.
Well, she'll recover quickly. Austin had that surgery too. And he was, I don't know, teenager, 15, 16, and he just rebounded quick. So
they do.
Yeah.
Wow. Kids are so tough. Lily, tell them before we go, what are we having for supper tonight?
Chicken wings, red smashed potatoes, green bean.
Where are you eating? Because I'm going to join you.
I mentioned Trifons, but they said no because it didn't have everything on the menu. So I don't know where we got to go, but
you know where's a really great place in Swift Current? I got two that come to mind. Original Joe's, of course, is tremendous in Swift Current. They got the best Original Joe's ever.
They do. It's the only one that's good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of mine and Tara's favorite there. And then downtown, the Acropole. It's
Okay.
an Italian family-owned restaurant. It's been there since I was younger than Lily, and just a tremendous restaurant. Great family. I've got to know them over the years because we go there every once in a while.
Yeah.
Great.
Send me the spelling via text when you're done here.
It's Akropol.
Okay. Acropole.
Yeah.
And it's downtown?
Yeah. It's on Central Avenue North.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Great family,
we'll see
great
what their
fun
menu
place.
is. I'm sure they'll have ribs and wings on there.
Oh, they got everything there, yeah, and fish and steak and
Oh, you said fish. She's like, eh.
Doesn't she like fish?
No.
No,
You
no.
smell like a fish. I thought
Smell
you
like
eat
Lily.
Well, wishing you all the best of luck, buddy, and we'll stay in touch. And
Hey,
Lily,
Fox,
good
that-
luck.
Absolutely, we will. You
Yes,
bet,
I'll-
Tyson.
And for those at home, we will catch you next week, starting Monday again. We'll go over the NFL time.
Absolutely. Sunday's a big day, so we'll have lots to talk about.
Yeah, and maybe the Oilers will have a win by then.
That's right. Well, they're going to beat the Sharks, but hopefully they got 2 for you by
I
then.
won't hold my breath, partner.
Yeah, don't do that. We don't need a dead duck.
All right. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, and we'll catch you next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
And that is a wrap from the fans' perspective.